Hi and welcome, Joe here back at woollycottage.com. Right, so I've had a bit of drama this week. I did do a video with the blending board and the Diz and the mystery Rolex. I've had a few issues with my phone. It just doesn't want to take any memory at the moment. It doesn't want to take anything. So what I have to literally do is delete things off my phone, and with frustration yesterday I ended up deleting the video that I filmed after 5 hours of trying to upload it to YouTube. I couldn't even get it. I couldn't even, attempting to download it onto YouTube. I have to get it from the video editing app onto my phone, but my phone wouldn't even take that because says there's too much storage. And what it is YouTube takes up so much data off my phone that I have to delete the YouTube video to get it onto my phone and then reinstall the YouTube and then put it onto there. It's been an absolute nightmare. So yeah, I lost the video because I accidentally deleted that with a load of photos thinking that's what I had to do. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to get this video on here today, because 15 megabytes of data it takes. 15, or is that gigabytes? I think it's probably gigabytes. 15 gigabytes of data, and every time I look at my YouTube app, it's taking up more and more data. I don't know why. Anyway, what I thought I would do is a short video, because I know a lot of you are experienced spinners and things like that, but I do often get questions asking me, how do you prep your bats to be able to spin with them, to create fractal spins and things like that, because not always sure of it. So I thought, right, well, I'll do a video, because I'm up to my eyes sorting out for this festive market this weekend. I've got the Christmas tree up, I've got decorations up there, I've moved my desk around so I can fit my loom over the other side of the room to get it out of the way. It's absolutely bedlam in this room at the moment, and I've got a ton of fabric all over my desk because I've got at least 6 project bags to sew up today. So it's 8:30 in the morning. I've been up since 5:30. So we'll get on with this. What I thought I'd show you is a couple of examples of putting things together. So I've got this roving. It's only about 50 grams, because some of these rovings I save when I get orders for my felting packs for a student discount that I do for Julia English. So I always have these 50-gram rovings left over for when I've been blending, because some people want certain colours, the specific colours that are included with their felting kits for their students thing. So I've got this, and it's like this lovely purple and a turquoise and an olive. Now I've got this bat here as well. Now this is olive and it's got turquoise in there. It does have hints of darker blues in there, but it's probably more of a teal. So what I would do with this is I would get my scales out and I would weigh how much it is, and then make sure I've got the same weight of each. So I would tear a big section off of this, and so I could spin them both together. And with that, I would literally spin this off. Now you can do something really quite posh. Well, you can spin it off, literally just spin it from beginning to end, okay, on one bobbin. And then with your 50 grams of this one, and I will show you how to prep the bat in a second on another bat, I would literally spin that the same as well and then apply them both together. Or what you could do is on one bobbin, get your roving with this and do a bit of a fractal spin, so it's constantly changing. Though to be fair, I think the gradient colorway with the solid color, well, I say semi-solid, it will come out. What I will do is I will find some time after this weekend to spin these up so you can see what they look like as samples. Okay, so this one, it'll come out with like different colors of it. So it'll be like a semi-solid or a mild colored wool. And then this one, so what you could do is you could split it like you would do a fractal spin, straight down the middle, like so, and just keep splitting it all the way down, like so. Let me just split that out of the way. Okay, so there's one half. Just move that out of the way, and I would spin that off completely, and then I would get this other piece, again split that right down the middle, as evenly as you possibly can. Sometimes it wants to go thinner and thicker as it goes down, but just do your best. Okay, and then start with the same end. So, and the center of that one is purple, and I end with the green. So I want to wind it again, purple all the way to the green, and then again on this one, leave that how it is now, and spin that from the from when you're spinning it, you're going to have green, turquoise, purple, and then get your other small piece. Okay, the one, these two have just been split off from each other, and then you'll then spin that green, blue, purple, green, blue, purple, and then get your first piece that you split off, and again all on the same bobbin, green, blue, purple. Leave that to one side to let it rest, and then spin off your 50 grams or whatever it is that you need to spin off with this one. Spin that off the exact same. You won't have to do anything, just spin it as you go. Tear your wool into strips and stuff like that, and I will show that in a second because it's just really easy to do. And then apply them both together, and you'll end up with a yarn that's chopping and changing the colours all the way through, like a gradient change. So you've got two different ways of doing that. So you've got a semi-solid bat with the similar colours that are on those rovings. You've got the olive and the turquoise. The purple just brings another dimension to that as a ply. It'll look really, really quite pretty, in my opinion. So what I'll do is I will stick these to one side, and I will find time to get them spun up, and I will show you them hopefully on the next video, if I could just find 10 minutes to myself. So I'm just going to pop this somewhere safe. There we go. I'll stick it in that little basket down there. So the other option is, right, so we've got this. This is a hand-dyed roving 25 micron Count Merino. This one again, a fractal spin. Okay, so just pull it all out, and you are literally just going to split it right down the middle. So start at this top end, find your middle, and then just split that all the way down. Now you can split these two in half and then spin them both the same colours end to end. So you start off with the green on both bobbins and end up with that fawn colour, and then ply both those same colours together, and you'll end up with this lovely gradient yarn. Okay, but what we're going to do is I'm going to get one piece of this, and we're going to put this to one side. So you've got one half. I'm going to put that to one side. I'll put that there, and then I'm going to get my other piece, the other half, and I'm going to split that again. There we go. So I'm going to get that half of that half. So now I've got a quarter. So that quarter part, stick to one side with my half. Now I'm going to split this piece all the way down again. Now, I'm not very good at fractions, so if I get the numbers wrong, don't tell me off. Honestly, I was a nightmare at fractions when I was a kid at school. It took me until I was 18, 19, probably 19, to figure out what percentages were. Right, so there's the next piece. So I'm just going to wrap that up as well. Oh, a minute, we don't want, which way we're going. We'll have to rewrap one up this in a second, so we'll go with that green. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to wrap it again, because I want them all to be, they've got to begin and end in the same colourway. Okay, and now I've got this really skinny piece. Now you can wrap that up and save that so you've got 4 bundles, but I'm going to split that so you end up with a really skinny pieces. Okay, Now, there we go. So we've got, yeah, I want to start with the brown side first. There we go, one there. Started with the wrong bit, Joe, honestly. So what we end up with is 1, 2, 3, 4 piles. I'll just pop you down a second. Can you see those? On a minute, I'll lift you up. Okay, so what we end up with is, there's the half, and I'm going to spin this one off first on one bobbin. Okay, spin that off on my bobbin, put that to one side. On the other bobbin, when I finish this half, which is about, that'll be 50 grams or thereabouts, I'm then going to take my quarter section that I split off after this one. I'm going to take the next size and then the 2 little dinky ones. Okay, and they're going to get all spun off on one bobbin together. So this is on one bobbin on its own, and these are on one bobbin on its own, and then I'm going to apply them both together. And what you really want to do, and this is a bit where sometimes you can go wrong, is you need to decide what colour you're starting with and stick with it. So I've decided that I'm going to stick with this Peely Wally light green, and I'm going to go through the green, transition through the blue and into this muddy sandy colour. Okay, and the same with these. So I'm going to do that all the way through. So at 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and they'll get spun off one after the other. And this one again, it will start off with the Peely Wally green, and it will go through the blue and then through to the muddy colour at the bottom. And then I will end up applying them all together, and you'll end up with one transitional colour that will go through green all the way through, then blue all the way through, and then brown all the way through. And then with these ones, you're going to see these longer transitions of colour into a slightly shorter transition of colour, and then 2 really short transitions of colour all the way down through this. Oh, so that'll be your fractal, is what you're looking for with that one. Okay. So it's a really nice way to play away with your yarns. You'll end up with this sort of lovely colourway. But again, as I say, you can do it as the 2 halves, but just remember to stick together the same colour that you start with on both of them, so you can end up with a lovely transition of gradient colourway all the way through. And if you've got a roving that's a colour fade, it's really nice to do that with that as well. So we'll stick these ones aside for a rainy day for Joe to get spun up. Right, so we'll put that ones down there. Oh, right, what we're doing next. So I've got, that's a bit big. I've got a roving, a bat here, and I'll just show you. You want to get your bats, and I'll pop you up again so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you want to get your bats and roll them out. Okay, open them up. Now, if I wanted to follow this colourway all the way along, but I wanted to do it on 2 bobbins, I would literally just open it up. Okay, and I would split it right down the middle between the 2 of them. So just split it, yank it a bit. You're not going to end up with the exact same amount of weight on both sides, because when you're blending wills up, the ratios slightly change a little bit, but you can do it like this. And then all you want to do is just split off your sections about 1 inch thick, or a thumb's width along all the way down. Do it in an order. Okay, you might want to change the order the colours are in when you're spinning with them. There's another one, and I keep doing that all the way along, and then the next 2 pieces. Okay, there we go. So you've got the same colour all the way along, but you've got a few little sections to deal with. This is really good to do if you are working with a spindle, because then you've not got a lot of wool to work with that's in your hand when you're spinning it up. So just keep doing that, and you end up with these little nests. And I would do this with a solid wool as well, a solid colour wool or a semi-solid that's not got any colour changes all the way through it, because it doesn't matter which way, what order you spin them in. There we go. So I'll do that again. So I'll stick those little nests aside. Two, oh, that one there, that one, and that one. Right, so oh, this one here. There we go. So we've got those, and again, about a thumb's width. Split that straight down the middle, and that one, and again, and again, and again, and again. And you can do this method with fractal spinning if you want to, or you can just group all the colours that you want to work with. You can use this method now for actually drafting out at the same time. So you've done your prep work and you can just unravel your little ball and spin away. Next one, so just draft it, make your little nests. Okay, and just keep on with that little method. It's something you can sit there and do in the evening while you're sat watching TV. Okay, that's that one. And again, a little pile there. And keep going, last piece. There we go. So you can either now, there's the bits from the first pile that I did. Oh, this one I've just done, and this is the first pile. So now with your bobbins, your 2 bobbins, you could either spin all these up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row, and again here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, there's 10 in that, in a row, okay, and then ply them both together. Or what you could do is get all your yellows, those ones, together, and all the greens together, and ply all those off in one, spin them all off in one bobbin, and then maybe spin these all on to the end of the bobbin, or do those ones, do the one, and then ply them on together on your 3rd bobbin. But doing that, you might want to weigh out the wool to make sure you've got the same weight ratio, in case you're off balance. But that's just an idea for prep for you, okay? So we'll stick these to one side. I won't be spinning these off. I will probably undo these and recycle them into a new bat. So I'll just pop these over in my basket of junk at the moment. Okay, so what have we got? We have got... That's a solid. Right, we'll use this one. This is an old bat that's been on the shop for absolutely ages. It's called Pink Merge. And this one I can just recycle into something else at the moment. I need to keep the card so I can remember what fibres are in there. So, again, another bat. Let's have a swig of my coffee. Really lovely, bright, vibrant. Vibrant bat here. And it's a semi-solid. It's, you can obviously see it's pink, but there's hints of creams in there, whites in there, and purples, bits of rainbows and stuff like that. So with this, because it's all the same one colour, you can strip it straight down, all the way down, like I've just done with that smaller one. Otherwise you can do the elbow joint, which I've shown on many demos before, but I will do it again for you now. So you want to do about a thumb's width all the way down, about 2 inches, and you want to do it all the way down until you get to nearly the end of your bat, roughly about there. And what you're going to do is create this V. See that there? But then you're going to come over and you're going to shred up the side, roughly another thumb's width worth of fibre all the way up here. And what you're essentially creating is one big long roving from your bat. Okay, and you keep on going until you get to about there. And again, you want to create this other V. So I'm just going to start flinging this over here to work with. So now with this section, okay, can you see there? There's my V there. There's my thumb's width worth roughly of gap, and I want to do that here. So I want to make sure that I start to separate the fibre from this point here, and then keep going down until I reach near the bottom again. Okay, so when you're leaving a gap at the bottom, you want to leave about a thumb, 2 thumbs worth, about 4 inches worth of gap down the bottom to create your V. Okay, and then I'm going to come along here and come at this section. That's a little bit big. Hold on a second. So there we go. And then just separate that all the way up to here again. And again, about 4 inches. Come back over to this side. Yep. Right, so there's my gap from that one. There's my V. And I'm going to come down this way and start to separate the fibres again in another full length until I reach about 4 inches from the bottom section again. There we go, a little bit more. Now I'm going to come over again about a thumb's width from that point, straight from here to there. And I'm going to repeat, just keep on repeating. Okay, there's my next joint. I'm just going to go straight down again and keep doing that. Get down to the bottom, come back over a little. Start to get lots of wool on here now. Just move these gently out of the way. They're still attached to each other, okay? And we are essentially creating a big roving from a bat. But what we're trying to do is save ourselves some time. So later on in the evening, we want to sit and watch that movie, but we want to sit and spin at the same time. Then you've done all your prep work beforehand. So there's your V again. Now I'm going to come over and I'm going to tear this section again all the way down. I think I've got 2 more sections to get through. All right, keep going, keep going. There we go. And then back up. All the way up there. And then one more. So what you end up with is spinning an elbow joint. So you've got these long big V sections. See, there you go, one there. And there's another V, and you've got this big knuckle of wool. And then you've got that V there, and then you've got another V there. And it's all connected together, okay? So from that point, you've got another V there, and then you've got another V here. Okay. So what you want to do now is draft it through. Now, when you're spinning it, you're going to feel like there's a massive lump there, but you want to just sort of hold on to that and let that will transition through. Okay, that all the fibers will pull each other, like a bit like if you're spinning a Rolag. Okay, but all these fibers will actually work together and drag each other out. So I want to draft now, so I'm just going to draft up my fibers in a few sections and just keep pulling my fibers. Not being rough with it, I'm just trying to make it so it's easier to work with instead of all big clumps that I'm drafting as I'm doing it. So now I've come down to this elbow join, and I'm just going to ever so gently, sort of where that V is, I'm going to hold on to that at the same time as drafting down, and then again here, and leave that like that. So you end up with an elongated section, and I'm just going to draft that through again. And keep going. Going to get down to another elbow joint in a second again. So here we are, an elbow joint, and I'm making sure it's in my hand so that when I draft it through, I'm not splitting the join that I've created, and make sure my hand's right in where that V was so I can create one full length. I'll keep on doing it until you see maybe a sectional little twig and you'll get it. There's something that I've noticed when I've been attending wool fairs. There's a lot of people like, oh, I'm like, how do you spin your bats? Oh, just straight as they are, straight in the round and stuff like that. And I'm like, do you not think of separating the wools together? And you're like, well, why would I? I said, well, because the way that a lot of our people like me that makes these art bats and these art bats up, or even colour gradients, make them up. It's just, we do them with the thought as spinners' perspectives. We do them as a way that you can actually create lots of different types of yarns, coloured yarns, marled yarns. There's that V section again. I want to make sure that's in my hand as I'm drafting now, so that you can have more variety in the way your wheels are. I said if you're spinning a bat up from end to end, and there's lots of different colours in there in sections like a gradient, then you're going to lose out on what the initial look of what that wheel was intended to be. And a couple of comments like, oh right, I've never thought of it like that, I've been spinning for like 30-40 years. And I'm just explaining that it's just down to the preparation. Oh, I just like to spin it the minute it walks through the door. I'm like, yeah, but it takes you 5-10 minutes just to sit there and do this sort of thing. So I've come to another V again. Okay, and I'm making sure my hand's in there, but I'm making sure I'm trying to grip it. You know, when you're spinning and you want to get your hands up that staple end and it tugs at you, but you know you need to bring your hand back a little bit so the fibers can draft out. Well, I'm doing slightly the opposite of it here. I'm trying to sort of choke hold it to a point that I won't lose the fibers and the whole roving will split. I'm doing it so that when these fibers are clumped up together, I can make an even transition through, and it sort of straightens out, but I'm not breaking the chain of wool. And sometimes you'll get fibers that are of different staple lengths. So when you're doing this, when they're mixed, like Shetland shorter than a merino or a Corriedale, do you know what I mean? Or a woodland whiteface is a little bit shorter. So if you're working with wools, art bats that are mixed wool, which sometimes I do, then you just want to make sure that you've got a really nice balance in your drafting technique. So there's that V again, and again I'm making sure it's in my hand before I start to draft this wool. And again, I'm still in that Y section or that V section. See how lumpy it is here, and I'm just going to grip up here because I don't want it to let loose, but I'm having this hand down here where it actually is letting the fibers split between them, but not too much that I lose the structure of what I'm aiming for. And I'm going to keep on doing that. And you're like, oh my God, look at all that cloud you've got, Jo. Yeah, I'll show you in a minute. I've got loads of fibre cloud. So I'll keep doing that. Still keep with the rule of the hand gap between your staple lengths. Right, so we're coming back up to another V section, and again I'm going to group that in my hand. I'm going to draft that now, And then I'm coming up to where the split is in the V, and I don't want, this hand's quite taut, but not tight, and my knuckles aren't white riding, but it's taut. And then this hand can actually help do the drafting. So there, see, their swirl, that's the part of where the V was with the fibre that was inside my hand. And keep going. And we're getting down to another V section again. That was quick. So just keep going in there. See where all that Wills mask, that's that elbow joint that I don't want to split. So I'm being really careful here. That's why I say try and do at least 3 inches or to 4 inches on your split when you're doing your elbow joins. And then the elbow joint is starting to disintegrate now. And then we're back onto the straight again. There we go. Another elbow joint. Take that label away. Gather it up in my hand. Yep, there it goes now. And there's the rest of it here. Right, about to get to another elbow joint again. So I just want to make sure. There we go. 2 more elbow joints again. So doing this, you're just cutting out the last, the last bit of work that you need to think of when you want to get on with a spinning project, but you've done it all. Or if you know you're going to have a busy weekend, but you want to spend a bit of time doing a bit of spinning, then you're just preparing for the weekend. So there is the join, okay? I'm going to place that in my hand, and I'm going to start to draft. And then I'm going to make sure my hand's pretty close together, because there's that big joint knuckly bit there. And I need to grip onto this to make sure I don't split it, because it's going to, what I'm trying to do essentially is straighten it out. There's still some of it there. So I'm just going to gently with this hand, but this hand's gripping. It's got a hold of it. Okay. And then there we go. I've got a video of this technique that I did, it'll be about 4 or 5 years ago now. It's over on my YouTube channel. I do quite a few demonstrations of how to prep your bats. If you want to go and watch that, it is there. If you can't find it, let me know, and I'll drop the link in, or I'll try and find the video and link it onto Patreon, so you've got it there for reference if you ever want it. So now we've got to this gigantic cloud of wool. You're just going to braid it. You're going to braid it, you're going to put it to one side, and then it's ready for you to work with. I mean, that's taken me, 15 minutes to divide up, separate, and then do my elbow joint separations, and then draft it out. And now I'm going to braid it up, ready for me to stick to one side to work on another day. I'm just going to put this in front of me a second. So we've got all this lovely hand drafted roving is essentially what you've got from a bat. And there's about 150 grams or something like that of bat here. And it's a nice, I mean, stick the radio on, have your cup of coffee, and just get stuck into it 15 minutes. And then knowing that you've got a busy week ahead or a busy weekend, but you want to come back and get some spinning done, then your work's been done for you. And you'll probably find that you'll get through a lot more yarn spinning by prepping beforehand your current projects than you do sitting there drafting it out every 5 seconds. I mean, you're still going to draft up your will to spin with it, don't get me wrong, but the actual pre-drafting sections and stripping it all, or whatever it is that you like to do with your bats when you get them at home, it's already done for you. You've done it all. You can now just pull out your braid and spin it off as you go along. There we go. Oh, a bit more. I would like to say that I'm about halfway. Right. Nearly done. We are over halfway. So you can do this with a blended bat a carded bat that has got coloured sections in it as well, and then you can spin that off end to end. I mean, this is a good thing for that. Spin off your bat in a gradient end to end by doing this elbow join, and then you don't lose your place and where your colours were supposed to be. Just in case you want to follow that. Some people don't. They like to just tear up the sections and spin the colours in the orders that they want to, which is fine. That's not a problem at all. But if you bought your art bat specifically for the colour theory and the way that it's been laid out, then doing your elbow join roving like this will help you keep those colours in the same order as they were. There we go. Last pieces now. There we go. Now, doesn't that look pretty? Doesn't that look good? So I'm just going to wind it up into a little roll. It's easy for me to keep an eye on it that way instead of it hiding in a box as my wools tend to do. And this one I will probably try and give a good spin up as well. There we go. Nice roll of braid from an art bat that's been elbow joint separation preparation. There you go. So now that's ready, I can literally just pull out my braid as I spin and go, and just pull out sections at a time. I don't pull them off, I just keep to the braid. I just pull out a full length of it and then spin it off, and then my braid is looking after my wool. It's stopping it from getting frazzled or messed around with or yanked about or losing its colours that I was looking for when I bought the item in the first place. I didn't, I made it. But you know what I mean. The braid helps look after that wool. You can stick it in a bag, stick it in your project bag, ready for the weekend to go away because you've done all your prep. You can sit for half an hour in the bar and sit and do your spinning. If that's your jam, you go ahead and do that. So I hope you found that video helpful. Honestly, dramas. There's always dramas in this mill these days. I will be busy. The video could be late last week or more than likely be late next week. Because I have got loads of things to do and I need to get myself a day off as well. But yeah, so if I don't see you before next week, I'll hopefully see you on Sunday over my Instagram account for the Nutcracker virtual market over there. That'll be at 1 o'clock if you want to come and join me and support me. And there'll be 3 giveaways as well if you place an order, which you've got to do with a code that I will announce on Sunday. But if you can't catch it then, you can catch it later on in the day, and you can use the code from the Sunday at 2:30 by the time I've got everything like listed up on the shop and activated until Tuesday. So from Sunday at 2:30 until Tuesday at 5:30, and then I'll be picking the announcement at 6 o'clock on Tuesday for whoever's won. There'll be 3 people getting something from me, and it's not sponsored by Instagram. This is something I do every year from the big generosity of my golden heart. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Thanks very much for watching. don't forget to hit that like and leave comments down below. I'll be sticking up a Q&A probably later on today for you to put your Q&As down, so I can do one for over the Christmas week, because I won't be putting any new videos up between Christmas Eve and the New Year, the first week of New Year. Obviously I need some time off, and I've got filming for videos for YouTube to do for the Christmas Advents, so I've got a lot going on at the moment. It's proper full on. It's proper full on. So I will catch you next week. Any comments or suggestions for videos that you want me to do on the run up to Christmas and in the New Year, pop them in the comments below. I really do appreciate any content that you can give me, and it shows that people are watching the videos as well. I know you guys are just as busy as I am. Only difference, you get paid for it. I don't. All right, see you later. Bye for now.